you start Pokemon Red, Blue, or Yellow, Professor Oak stops you before you go into the grass and say, wait, it's dangerous out there. Take that with you. Well, you guys can get the pun. I'm TheCaliEffect, and if you guys want to see more videos like this, then go and destroy that subscribe button. But more importantly, go ahead and that notification bell because, well, we just too strong. Also want to give a special thanks to every single one of my Patreons. Without you guys, videos like this would not be possible. Also, a mad shout out to our newest Patreon, Sam Asmus. I'm sorry, I'm really bad with enunciation, but I hope I said your name correct. Make sure you add yourself to the Discord as well as message me or Jess so we can include you in the top dogs so you can take advantage of all your rewards. Without further ado, I present to you one of the best decks of the format, a competitive danger deck profile for this format. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so before I start talking about the cards that you should be playing inside of a Danger deck, as well as some additional options, let's take a look at the stats. Danger is a tier 1 deck. By itself, it's very powerful. The ability to summon some of the most powerful monsters on your side of the field for free, but exactly what everybody complains about. The deck is a 40+ card upstart goblin type deck, giving you free monsters to your side of the field, as well as draws and then other effects when they're discarded. I think that Danger can be a problem inside of Yu-Gi-Oh! Unless it is addressed very soon, but nonetheless, it does have some inherent weaknesses, and on top of that, while it is very good, especially splashed in variants, it's not the, let's say, overly dominant deck that we would see. But let's start talking about the monsters, because the deck is still really powerful nonetheless, and I'll be able to explain to you why it is so good. Okay, so starting off with the big guys, we run 2 copies of Danger Bigfoot, 2 copies of Danger Thunderbird, and 2 copies of Danger Ogopogo. My thought process between running only 2, 2, and 2 of every card, or the big dangers, the level 8s, is first of all, dangers are really bad when you draw multiples of them. The reason being is that you can only gain their discarded effect. The Danger Bigfoot destroys face-up cards, Thunderbird destroys face-down cards, Ogopogo sends Danger Spell and Trip cards from your deck to your graveyard. You can only gain that effect once, so opening 2 Danger monsters, while you will be able to summon them through their own effect, it becomes controversial after you've already gained its discard effect. And also, when you do activate a Danger Monsters effect inside of your hand, if you hit a card with the same name, which will be greatly increased if you play multiples, if you have multiples in your hand, becomes problematic. So I thought 2, 2, and 2 was the best way to play Dangers. To be honest, I only play 3 of the really, really good Danger cards that you just can't afford to miss out on. So I run 3 copies of Danger Nessie. Card's amazing. When it's discarded, it allows you to add a danger card from your deck to your hand. You don't necessarily want to summon this card, but again, the deck is literally, all your danger monsters are extenders and also give you effects when they are discarded. 1 copy of Danger Dogman. Since Tomahawk got banned, Danger Dogman has definitely fallen as one of the better cards to probably one of the worst danger monsters, but the ability to reduce your opponent's monster's attack actually does come up. And you know, I mean, who doesn't want a werewolf on their side? It's a free monster that you can place to your side of the field, and it's also a new Danger name. So here's where the controversy starts, ladies and gentlemen. I only run 2 copies of Danger Chupacabra. When you open Chupacabra, this could be one of the worst cards to hit because obviously you may or may not already have danger cards in your hand. Also, excuse me, the fact that if you already have Danger Chupacabra's effect activated, it just becomes kind of useless. I'm not saying that 2 is better than 3, but I think that there can be an argument to play 2 copies of Chupacabra over 3 copies for those specific reasons. 2 copies of Danger Mothman, another card that could be seen as 3 of. Basically, this is the Dark World dealings inside of the deck, and it also is another monster that if you do have multiples in your hand, it really sucks, or if you draw into multiples of this card through your Danger sequence, then it's pretty bad. I just thought that 2 of the little guys, or 2 of the non-important danger cards, is a really good spot. Next, we have 3 copies of Danger Tsushinoko. This card is insane. I had to play 3 of them because no matter how this card's effect will resolve, it will be a special summon, and sometimes just having a guaranteed summon on your side of the field is important for the deck. It's an extender, it's going to get you a draw, it's just amazing. And then another guaranteed summon is 3 copies of Danger Jackalope. Card's just amazing. To be honest, more often than not, you want to discard this card and gain the special summon, especially if you discarded it through the effect of another danger monster. We followed up, we only played 2 normal summons, 2 copies of Phantom Sky Blaster. Literally, if this deck were extenders, Phantom Sky Blaster is just another extender. It works really well with the danger monsters because if you do draw it into your sequence, you have it normal summon that Phantom Sky Blaster and then gain extra tokens to start linking off. This deck, the only thing it wants to do is link in OTK or link and set up a board your opponent can't break, and Sky Blaster does help you towards that. Now, Edception did run the Orcust engine, and TJ decided that he wanted to run it. The Orcust engine is 2 copies of Orcust Nightmare, 1 copy of Heart Pourer, 1 copy of World Wand, and 1 copy of Orcust Brass Bombard. And this is pretty good. Orcust Nightmare allows you to send Orcust cards from your deck to your graveyard. Heart Pourer special summons them to your side of the field. Brass Bombard is good for if you break an Orcust monster, you can summon it from your hand, and it's a tuner. And World Legacy, World Wand can special summon the banished ones to your side of the field. So the engine is really nice. But what I don't like about the engine is that it restricts you to only summoning dark monsters for the rest of the turn you use that effect. So you have to be mindful for using those Orcust monsters, unlike TJ was inside of the Duel. You can check down below in the description. What I do have as a suggestion that you don't necessarily need to run Orcust, but the Dark World engine is really insane. So 2 Grapha, 2 Brow, 2 Snow, and 1 Beige. So the Beige is a really powerful extender, and when it's discarded, you can special summon it to your side of the field, and Grapha can bounce the Beige back to your hand, so you can discard it again to summon it to your side of the field. Snow is amazing because it searches you any of your Brows, your Grass, or your Beiges, and as well as being another card for you to alleviate your danger monster effects with. Basically, it's an engine that keeps on going. It allows you to extend with all of your danger cards as long as you're discarding these cards through their effects, and then Brow is a free draw 1 card that's not restricted like your Shadow Beast. I really do like the Dark World engine in here. Also, this card is amazing going second because it's discarded, it can destroy your opponent's cards. It's a free level 8 to your side of the field for rank 8 plays. I really do like the Dark World engine, and if you guys wanted to, I definitely give it a recommendation. Go ahead and try out playing the Dark World engine. You'll be surprised at its results. Next is 1 copy of the Strudel Noodle, just a free dark monster to summon to your side of the field. Half your life points, doesn't matter if you're winning the game. 1 copy of Shadow Beast. Again, just another great card to be able to discard through the effects of your danger monsters and gain your effects. You could play Shadow Fusion if you guys so choose, because, you know, you can summon Shadow Winda, and that's kind of a problematic card against certain decks. It's really good against the mirror match unless they just summon a big danger monster off right, you know, and be able to attack into it. 1 copy of Armageddon Knight, or Dark Grepher, literally an Armageddon Knight to the deck. You send or discard danger monsters from your hand to special summon it, and then discard danger monsters from your hand to send cards from the graveyard. And you're going to send cards like your Phantom Knight, Silent Boots, or Blackwing Zephyr. More often than not the Silent Boots, because you can use Rusty Bardic to send, but it allows you to get into some extensive combos, and it is a level 4 Dark. That is it for the monsters, ladies and gentlemen, for the spells. I do play 3 copies of Lure of Darkness. Now, I know that I said Lure of Darkness is really bad. It's just a really bad card, and for the people that want to see why I reason that Lure of Darkness is a bad card, check down below in the comment section as well. In this particular deck, it's really good because you can fulfill why a Lure of Darkness would be bad. Normally, unless you're banishing something like, say for example, you banish a card like DD Scout Plane, you'd be able to gain the advantages of banishing Scout Plane, or, you know, of a Lure of Darkness, because not only would you draw 2 cards, you'd be able to banish a card that will come back, or if you're banishing a Cosmo monster, and you can follow up with Cosmo Town. Most decks that want to play a Lure of Darkness, or players that want to play Lure of Darkness, can't follow up with the banishment. What the Lure of Darkness does in this deck is that it helps mitigate you drawing multiple danger monsters after you've already used their effects. You've activated Bigfoot and drew another Bigfoot, well, you're kind of stuck with that Bigfoot, so you can just allure it away and then try to get into other cards, and that's why Allure is so good inside of this particular deck. 2 copies of the Beginning of the End, and this card is freaking insane. So what it does, you can only activate it if you have 7 or more dark monsters in your graveyard. You banish 3 of them or 5 of them to draw 3 cards. It's like it's 3 free cards inside of this deck. This deck is really good at being able to get cards in the graveyard, get dark monsters in the graveyard, and opening it isn't the best of things, but you can activate it on turn 1, provided that your danger sequence goes, you know, decent. 1 copy of Danger Response Team. This is a card that you send with Ogo Pogo, and it is really good. So its first effect, allow me to read it so I can give it to you guys straight. Discard or target 1 danger monster you control and 1 monster on the field. Return them both to the hand. I mean, let you get over so many problematic threats just really, really easily. And then if it's in the graveyard, you can discard one danger monster, place it to the bottom of your deck, and then draw a card. So Ogopogo can send multiples of it to the graveyard multiple times. As many times as you can activate Ogopogo. So I thought that one was really good, but just the fact that it allows you to discard a danger, draw a card, and gain that danger monster's effect, it was really too good to pass up. Now we do run the Phantom Knights engine, so one copy of the Phantom Knights rank up magic launch. Through testing, I thought that the Phantom Knights engine was okay. It's pretty decent if you're forced to go first, but if you guys wanted to, you could drop the engine and like get away with it. It's not mandatory. One card destruction, cards a blowout in this deck. One monster reborn, just another extender, and then the Phantom Knights Shade Brigandine is the trap card that you set for, you know, a couple of combos that you want to play. That's it for the main board. I think it's like 42 or 44 cards. To be honest with you guys, in dangers, 40 cards is underrated. You can run 50 card dangers. It does not matter. You can run 3 of everything. It literally does not matter for this deck. For the extra deck, we get a little spicy. It's so many things that we could be running, but let's start off with the rank 4s. I run Boral, Boral Sword, Nightmare Griffin, and Saryuja Skull Dread. All of them can be made. Saryuja Skull Dread is a card that you don't necessarily need. I just like it because, you know, free drawing cards. But I feel like these 3 cards are mandatory. This is going to be the card that's going to win you games more often than not. Dangers are really good at link summoning, but they're not amazing at like finishing your opponent. You have 2 really strong monsters, but other than that, your dangers kind of wane off. Borolo Dragon to take your opponent's cards, and then Nightmare Griffin is like your backup plan. If your opponent decides to stop you, you just link it to this Griffin, have it under a card, and like you try to play Yu-Gi-Oh! I do run the Saryuja because it's free cards if, you know, your opponent stops into your plan and you need to dig deeper. Rusty Bardic, this is part of the Phantom Knights combo. Nightmare Unicorn, the Nightmare monsters are insane inside of dangers, really good. Curious, the Lightsworn Dominion, it's a free Foolish Burial for the deck. Nightmare Cerberus, Nightmare Phoenix, just really good Nightmare cards, and Nightmare Mermaid. This card can summon your Orcus Nightmare, which is literally, all you have to do is make Cerberus or Phoenix on your first turn, Phoenix and a Mermaid, discard a card from your hand to summon Orcus Nightmare, and then just let the combo start to flood. It is insanely good. And then Underclock Taker, because it's a dark monster. We also play Hope Harbinger, Evil Swarm Thanos, to, you know, get the Infinity Stones to make Outer Entity the Azathoth. And I'll be able to show you guys some test hands to get you more acclimated. Now, there are quite a few other cards you guys can play. I think that's a 14-card extra deck. Depending on if you want to run the Phantom Knights engine, if you're even running the Orcust engine or whatnot, you can play whatever you want. Some cards that I just want to give you helpful hints on is Evil Swarm Nightmare. Good card, flips monsters face down, prevents them from going into huge plays. Raid Raptor 4 Strix. It's a decent card because it allows you to search Blackwing Zephyros, which is a good extender inside of this deck. You could also run Outer Entity Narla. This card is just really good too because you can summon it and then, you know, you can discard it for its effect, but more importantly, you can make Azathoth on your turn to prevent your opponent from stopping you. We Witcher's Apprentice is just a good generic link too. The deck is entirely dark. For your 8s, you can run Felgran. You can also run Photon Galaxy Lord. And then you can also run the Dark Matter engine. This card will destroy a card in the process, and this card will attack multiple monsters. But that's it for the main board and the extra deck. We don't necessarily have a combo tutorial because the Danger deck is really built on just having a full hand and popping off. So I'll show you guys a couple of test hands to show you how powerful Dangers really are. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so on to the test hands. It's going to be really exciting to show you guys how this deck works, and I actually decided to combine both concepts together because to be honest, it really doesn't matter, guys. You're going to be able to pop off with these combos. Now, preferably, you want to go second inside of this Danger build no matter what, because then you'll be able to OTK your opponent or put enough board presence and gain all of your Danger monsters' effects. So it's very preferable to go second. We're going to open up with Danger Dogman, Danger Sunoco, another Danger Sunoco, Grapha, and a Phantom Knights Silent Boost. Now, this is probably one of the cards that you don't want to open, but it's okay. We're going to go ahead and start off with activating Danger Dogman, a card effect that we don't, if you draw like 2 of the same Danger, you don't want to activate this Danger in your hand that you have 2 of. You want to activate the 1 of. So I'm going to go ahead and use Dogman, 1 through 5, 6 reroll. We're going to get 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to discard the Sunoco to summon the Dogman and then draw a card. And then Sunoco is going to go ahead and special summon itself to the side of the field. Now, if we roll a 1, 2, or 3, we are in good hands, especially if we roll a 1. 4 is our bad thing that we don't want to roll. I'm going to go ahead and activate Sunoco's effect. We're going to roll a 5. We're going to roll a 1. Oh, boy. So we're going to send the Jackalope to summon the Sunoco, draw a card, and then the Jackalope's going to go ahead and activate its effect. that's going to allow us to special summon a monster to our side of the field. Now, what I want to do right now is I really need to focus on getting 2 level 4 monsters to my side of the field, because Boots is going to be able to search the Phantom Knight spell card from my deck to my hand, but I won't be able to activate Rusty. Or I can actually just go to Saryuja and go for a full reset. So I think that that's not a bad idea. I'm going to go ahead and special summon a danger monster to my side of the field, preferably one I've already used. So I've already, okay. Oh no, I can't even go into Saryuja because these 2 monsters have the same name. So we're in trouble, ladies and gentlemen. We would have to put another monster on the board. So we're just going to go ahead and be it safe. We're going to summon a level 4 danger. I'm going to go ahead and summon Mothman. And then we'd have to put a different monster to our side of the field before we can make what we want to. So I'm going to play with fire and activate Danger Thunderbird's effect. All we have to do is not roll a 3 and 4, but we can still make a board with this, if you ask me. Just drawing the Phantom Knight Silent Boots really sucked. We'd be able to, you know, link these 3 into the Bardic, and then, you know, have the combo if we were going first then. So I'm going to go ahead and use the Thunderbird. I think I only drew 5 cards too, so I'm pretty sure I'm going first. So we hit the 5, we hit the Grapha. We're going to special summon the Thunderbird and draw a card. The beginning of the end, sweet. So we're going to go ahead and use 1, 2, 3, and 4 to the graveyard for our Saryuja Skull Dread. Dread's effect is going to activate. We're going to draw Sunoco, Lore, Nessie, and or Cuss Nightmare. So immediately 1, 2. Oh, this is tough. I want to put the beginning to the end back bottom, but look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now we'll put the Allure to the bottom of the deck, because we're almost guaranteed to be able to summon another monster to our side, or put another dark monster in our graveyard. So moment of truth is, if I activate Sunoco's effect and I hit the Nessie, we are in there. If I don't get the Sunoco's effect, we're still in there. We get to activate the beginning of the end. But it becomes so much better if I can get the Nessie discarded. So this one's going to be odds. This one's going to be evens. Moment of truth, guys. Oh, boy, we hit it. We hit the Nessie. Summon the Sunoco to your side of the field. Draw a card, and then Nessie's effect is going to go ahead and search another danger monster from our decks to our hand. So we have 2 level 3 monsters to our side of the field. We have a level 4 in our hand. We're going to use that effect to add Danger Mothman from our decks to our hand, the Nessie effect. And we're in really good shape, ladies and gentlemen. I can then go ahead and activate my face down, the beginning of the end, and make this pretty much the end for my opponent, using its ability to banish 5 dark monsters in my graveyard. So it really doesn't matter. 1, 2, 3, 4. It kind of does matter. 5 to draw 3 more cards. We're going to get a Jackalope, a Phantom Knight's Rank Up Magic Launch, and another Danger Nessie. Now, really what's disturbing is that I drew the Phantom Knight's Rank Up Magic Launch. It's not that bad to draw this card. It's interesting to draw it because it was the card that I put the, you know, to the bottom of the deck. I put the boots to the bottom of the deck so I could actually search this card in my combo sequence. So now having it in the hand is definitely something interesting. So I'm going to set it face down and then activate Danger Nessie's effect. Keep in mind, all 3 of these danger monsters are live. The only one that isn't live is Nessie. As Nessie hits itself, I won't be able to do anything. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 reroll. And we hit the 4. We're going to discard the Danger Chupacabra to special summon the Nessie to our side of the field, draw a card. Chupacabra's effect is going to activate to special summon the Mothman, and we're pretty much good to go. Not only were we able to summon a Saryuja, we can link these 3 off now for the summon of Rusty Bardic. And then we can go ahead and use Bardic's effect. Oops. Bardic to send... I think I started off with 5 cards. Jay, did I start off with 5 cards? I'm pretty sure I started off with 5 cards, right? Jay said I started off with 5 cards. We're going to send Boots to set Brigadine, then activate Brigadine, so that comes to my side of the field. Both of these monsters for a link summon into Evil Swarm Thanos. Thanos getting half of the Infinity Stones by detaching Brigadine. And then, I mean, like, you could extend from here. You can activate Mothman. And Mothman, like, seriously, you could, excuse me, let's see what we can do from the extension from here. Because we're going to activate that effect. I'm going to leave this under and put that right there, just in case we get another beginning of the end. So I'm going to go ahead and activate Mothman's effect. Let me roll a die for Mothman. We're gonna roll a 2. That's actually gonna hit Danger, or no, it hit Orcust Nightmare. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Summon Mothman. We're gonna draw a card. We're gonna draw Brass Bombardment. And then we're just gonna go ahead. I don't want to activate this card's effect, but it's almost like we have to. We're gonna activate Danger Jackalop's effect. So this one was evens. Okay, we'll just do it again. Odds, evens. So odds, we'll hit the Orcust, summon the Jackalope, and then draw another card. Oh, sweet, we drew Snow. That was a card that I actually did want to see in here. So thinking about the next card I could make, I can't make Curious. I probably could make, no, I can't make Curious. So I probably wouldn't have extended just because there aren't any other like goals that I can make inside of this deck. You can't link away with the Rusty Bardic. You can stop where you were at. From the top of my head, I can't think of any other ways to gain more resources. Oh, I have not normal summon. That's like the stupid thing about this deck. So normal summon, return this to the hand, summon to our side of the field. That's pretty much going to be our first turn ending board. You can link these 3 off. If this pointed to the right, that would have been... Oh, actually, no. If I summoned it right here... No, because I would still need a link 1 monster to point up here. And I can't put 2 more monsters on the field. If I had another... Nope, it doesn't look like I can put 2 more monsters on the field. If I could, I'd be in business. We'd link these 4 off for Curious right here, and then we'd make an Underclock Taker right here, which would have been freaking awesome because now we'd have a Curious, Rusty Bardic, a Thanos, and, you know, an Underclock Taker, which would be pointing to the Curious, and our opponent wouldn't be able to activate monster effects. The Evil Storm Nightmare discards this cost, unfortunately, so it wouldn't trigger our Snow's effect. We could send these 3 to the graveyard for a Curious Lightsworn Dominion. Thank you guys so much for watching another segment of the Cali Effect. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a like, and if you didn't, let us know what we could do to be better. Please like, comment, subscribe, but most of all, enjoy. I hope you guys are having a great day like I am.